All right, somebody give me a thumbs up that you see UPA, you see me presenting. Okay, so our first topic is your first topic throughout the day when you are gathering up as a team. It's the safety message. Safety message going on right now is smoke alarms, home and work, fire prevention. It's not something on your mind unless they go off at 2:30 in the morning because the battery's low, wakes everybody up. Then you got to go. Of course, we don't have that battery. You got to go to CVS in the middle of the night, go get it so that thing will shut up. It's far beyond that. We want to make sure we're checking it before it's making that noise. We want to make sure you have those proper smoke alarms throughout your house, that you're checking them routinely. Have them throughout the warehouse, that you're checking them routinely. That you have every element you need for fire prevention. That you are, if you are not the one to check off that equipment, getting someone locally to come and sign off on it. Because if you need it, that is right when you need it. If you haven't paid attention, it's going to be too late in that moment. So not only make sure you communicate that, make sure you take that to where you are living as well throughout the country. An important item on the fuel cards. We had fuel cards tied to a vehicle. We gave you all sorts of direction to keep that card in that vehicle. When I was driving one and had that card, I kept it in the envelope that had my registration in it. Put that back in there every single time so I wouldn't forget. That direction has changed as of last month. It's not going to be tied to the vehicle. It's going to be tied to the individual. It's very important that that individual has that gas card on them because as they go from vehicle to vehicle, we want to track what they do, when they buy it, where they buy it, that sort of thing, because fuel cost is so high. It's such an important cost for our company. We want to track every element of that. It was a major transition to go from vehicles to individuals this past month. And in connection to that, I want to make sure that you know a request from Marie and Fleet and the entire Fleet team. If you have questions about fuel cards, send that email to all of these people, not just one of them. And we have the same question on our project calls. Don't just write me, write the data manager, write the field operations manager to make sure we're all three in the loop. In terms of Fleet and the fuel cards, write Marie Wilson, Charles Furr, Calvin Mojak, and Jeff Redding, all of them. When you are writing them, give those details, the fuel card number, the name of the employee ID. If you want an update on the status of those items, you need to write all those people. You need to give all those details. Don't just write one of them and say, hey, I got a question about a fuel card. No idea what's going on. Make their job easier. They want to support you. They want to get that right. But they need those details in order to proceed. HR, when they are resetting your account in UKG, there's a new password that's going to be given you in that reset. Whatever you've been given when you were resetting yours or resetting someone on your team, it's changed now to a longer version. They understand you're not a fan of a longer version. They are not a fan of a longer version. It is what it is. This is what UKG has requested. So you see that password there. Welcome to work UPA with a capital W, with a number 2, with a capital UPA and at. Make sure you are logging that away because that's what the password's going to be. It's then going to force you to reset that so that you enter your own password to move on. If you need that help from them to reset it, go ahead and reach out to them. Just understand that's going to be that password when you get it. This is a draft beer. Did you expect to see a picture of a draft beer on the field leadership call for UPA? Probably not. This is something that I ask our new hires on projects where I'm serving. It's something I ask people I'm interviewing that are interested in the job. If we give you a 30-minute break and you go, some people get an hour break, go in a restaurant, you get food, would you order a draft beer with your lunch? Absolutely not. You would never even think about it. Hold on one second. We need somebody to mute. Hold on. I'll get it. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, solid off Mark for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Terry, hold on one second. Gotcha. All right. Would you order a draft beer at a restaurant in the middle of the day? Absolutely not. I imagine most of you would not do that, would hope that. How many more times dangerous is texting than drinking and driving? 6 times. You say, I would never drink and drive. I would never drink and drive in my own vehicle. I would never drink and drive in a company vehicle. Would you text and drive? 6 times more dangerous to text and drive. And look, I'm one of those people texting you. I'm one of those people emailing you. I'm one of those people calling you. We're all calling you and emailing you and texting you at all times, asking you all sorts of questions. Why isn't this doing this? Who is this person? Do you have this person hired? Are you going out to that spot? Are you going out to get that photo for 2 business day QA? Whatever we're asking of you is not as important as looking where you are going in a company vehicle to protect yourself, to protect other people in a vehicle, to protect children in the neighborhood, whomever it may be. 6 times more dangerous to text and drive than to drink and drive. Todd wanted me to emphasize how important it is to be focused when you're driving. A request from Wendy in the financial office. BOA. Receipts need to be uploaded within 48 hours of purchase, no exceptions. Travel to projects should be coded to projects. Receipts, invoices need to show what has been purchased. This is something you've been told before, something that is a given, but it's something that we slip on occasion. We get busy. We're going out and chasing whatever it is that everybody called you about. You set that receipt in your center console, you set it in your door down on the left in that little bucket, and you forget. We want to re-emphasize that. Prior to being at UPA, I had to purchase everything I purchased with my own card. I had to provide a receipt to the person that I worked with, and then it was on the paycheck 2 weeks later. I can tell you that you prefer the way it is now, that you don't have to bother with that you don't have to come out of your own pocket in order to make important purchases to do your job with this company. It's so much easier to do it that way. But we require something of you in order to get to be able to do it that way. Upload your receipts within 48 hours of purchase and connect them to the correct project. Second point, vendor bills, invoices that are paid with a check or ACH, you need the PO number references for the project. This is a requirement. So we're getting, she said, we're getting a lot that we're having to track down on the project. All vendor bills and invoices are to be emailed to invoices@utilitypartners.com. So if you consider the number of purchases that are made in this company in one business day, and I showed you the staff of the people that are processing those purchases and making sure they're keyed to the right location. And then I showed you their work in tracking down what you were trying to do or what you were connected to do. You would understand that hassle and would want to do whatever possible to make their life easier. Whatever you can do to get those simple details right makes it easier for the BOA and for vendor bills and invoices to be paid. If you have a question about that, if you've been promoted in the field to a position, you say, this is the first time I'm hearing this. Look, that happens. We understand it. Reach out to us. We'll give you those steps. We'll connect you to a person. We'll give you one-on-one, one-on-five instruction to make sure and get that right. I'm sure they want to take the time to instruct you to save the time down the road with it, whatever that is with BOA and vendor bills. Finally, Nick Garner at the call center said that he wants to reset the important people on each project that his team reaches out to. We know that leadership changes constantly. So this is something we're going to be reaching out to you to make sure we get that leadership tree right. I get a daily export of where everyone is assigned. So that is a very quick start. I just need you to confirm so that we can give that list to him with emails and phone numbers so that they reach out to the right people when you have a customer call. That's one of those things that utilities, whatever Utility Partners is doing with utilities, they're going to track like a hawk. How did you respond to your customer complaints? We want to make sure that we get that leadership tree right so that people get the right email so that you can respond to the customer so that we're doing our job for that element. Any leaders at Supermill or Butler Road, anything that I covered in these slides that you would add on any of these subjects?
Hey, Joe, this is Hooper. On on the fuel card, we found out when I was traveling, if you stop at Love's, it'll ask for a number, vehicle ID number. And come to find out, Marie said it's the 3-digit number after UPA. So there's a 3-digit number after the UPA, and that's what we had to enter for the ID number. Love's truck stop is notorious for that. Just wanted to pass that along, Joe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyone else on subjects that I brought up that you want to add to it?
I'll make a comment. For our team leaders who hear these things like check on your smoke alarms on a regular basis, or there's a new password for UKG. Know that there are electronic tools and business processes that you can use to set reminders for yourself so that you don't miss these things or they don't slip your mind in the busyness of the week. There are also ways to record passwords such that they are both safe and that you can recall them easily when you need them, because you don't often need them daily. You often need them, every month or every couple of months, and it's hard to recall what they are. If you have questions like that, Joe continues to prompt you to reach out. I want you to know that we truly mean that. Let's say remembering things on a monthly basis is tough for you. Reach out to Joe, reach out to your PDM, reach out to your data manager, reach out to me. We want to make ourselves available to help you with tools and business processes and methods that help us do the very same things. And so if we can do some knowledge share with you there, we'd be pleased to. Also, as it relates to the topic of reviewing texts, there is always a sense of urgency, but things are not so urgent that we want you to do something that's unsafe. So when you hear, you probably just heard my text go off as I'm talking. Make a commitment to yourself that when you're in the car, that when you stop at the next stop, you're going to take 3 minutes, pause, and read and review your texts and respond to them, and then move on. Don't do it while driving. It's not worth it. Your safety is not worth it, and certainly the safety of others. So just make a commitment that at the next stop, you're going to pause, take a few minutes, review your texts really quickly, respond to them, and move on. That's the best way to handle it. That's the way I have to handle it, because I get texts all day long, just like you do. And so I want you to know that works for me. That technique works for me. And it takes discipline and it takes a commitment to pause again at my next stop, take 3 minutes, review them real quick, respond to them, and move on. So please exercise that. Thanks, Joe.
Sir. Anyone else want to expand on any topic that I covered? Okay. The last thing I'll say is something that I say anytime we have a gathering, anytime I'm speaking to individuals. Angela Henson and I are part of the corporate care team. We check on you when you say that someone's got something going on outside of the workplace. I mean, it can be inside the workplace, whatever. Something going on, weighing heavily on them, something that they would like to discuss with someone that you don't want a bunch of advice. I just want somebody to listen. Angela and I are very confidential. We just talk to one another. We only escalate if you want us to, or if there are work implications for what you're saying, and we need to look out for that. Don't hold on to that too long. Don't hold on to it for your people. Make sure you share that with us if you choose. Is there anything outside of what I've covered that anyone from Suber Mill wants to add? Okay. Anything outside Butler Road, folks, want to cover? Okay. Let me go around the horn. Steve.
Yeah, I'll give you all a quick update on sales. It's been an active quarter of business, and our team has been successful in attracting some new sales, all of which will create new job opportunities at all levels and be starting in the next 12 months. The first and largest of which is a job for a utility. It's an investor-owned utility called Unitil. They are located in Massachusetts. They also have operations in New Hampshire, and we're going to handle a significant job for them that will commence probably in the third quarter of next year. Ashley and the team are already working with the client on contracting, and we're going to start to set up their work order management system soon, but that project will happen next year. Our professional service division sold a consulting contract to a small utility in Georgia called Water Utility Management. In this last quarter, we also closed a deal for a small survey job, much like the survey job we're doing in Alameda, and that will be for Coconut Creek, Florida. We're working on closing a contract right now with Glendale Water and Power, which will be a significant project that will also commence next year. That will be both a water project and a small electric project. There's an EVSE project that we just closed a deal on in Asheville, North Carolina that will start in the next year. And then we'll recommence with a job that was closed at the time of COVID. We were excused due to COVID regulations at Eugene Water and Electric Board, and that project will also start right in the first quarter of 2024. So it's been an active quarter. Again, every time we win a project, it's a win for our entire team. Not only does it create new job opportunities for all of us, but it also creates new job opportunities for locals who will be looking for jobs in 2024 and find UPA and a new place and a new career with us. So thanks for all you're doing. The best marketing is good operations. And so I appreciate what everyone does every day to serve our customers. Thanks.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for being part of the team that feeds all of us with new work. Any senior FOMs? Okay. Anyone in project delivery? Okay. Any data? Anything? Okay. Questions from the field? Any one of you that's joined the call, you've given us your time to be here. You take our time, ask a question. Anything that we've covered, anything you want to clarify? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for being on the call. Thank you so much for what you do. I will download this recording. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll give you a YouTube link to send out to your leaders. We understand they are in different places doing different things for you. Please take a second to copy and paste that link out of your email. Just put it in a group chat, wherever you want to put it, for your team to watch this video so that it sparks the questions that help us get our job done every day. Thank you, everyone, for joining on the call. I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Sure.
Thanks, Joe.